Om Sri Sai Ram. My humble salutations to my beloved Bhagwan, respected elders and my dear students. Hearty welcome to differential equations class. Today we are going to start with the linear differential equation with constant coefficients, unit number 3. So let me have a quick revision of what is meant by definition of derivative of a function. As shown in the figure, you can observe that a curve y is equal to f of x is drawn. So I have taken 2 points P and Q. The coordinates of P are x comma f of x and the coordinates of Q are x plus h comma f of x plus h. I have taken the chord PQ. Now I have taken a vertical line at P, so that denotes the y coordinates, that is f of x. Similarly at Q also I have taken the vertical line, that length indicates f at x plus h. So what is going to happen when it comes to when the point Q approaches the point P, automatically the chord PQ is going to become a tangent. So here in the second figure, I had taken a tangent at P, and then let us say that this tangent is making an angle theta with the x-axis in the positive direction. In the lower classes you have learnt that the derivative of this function f dash x is nothing but, it is defined as a limit as h tends to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. So that can also be written as dy by dx at x equal to p. That is defined it as tan theta. That is nothing but the slope of the tangent at the point P. So the derivative of a function at a particular point gives us the slope of the tangent. Now we consider the fundamental definition of a linear differential equations with constant coefficients. Now a linear differential equation with constant coefficients will be of this form: nth derivative of y with respect to x plus p1 times n minus 1th derivative of the function y with respect to x, and p2 times n minus 2nd derivative of y with respect to x, plus so on pn y equal to q. So where p1, p2, etc., pn, they are all nothing but the constants, and the q is either a constant or a function of x. This equation is known as linear differential equations with constant coefficients. So now consider another symbol that is known as differential operator. Usually d by dx is denoted by capital D. Similarly, the second derivative with respect to x, d square by dx square, is denoted by capital D square, and d cube by dx cube is defined it as capital D cube, and so on, d power n by dx power n equal to d power n. Now automatically the above equation can be written as capital D power n plus p1 times d power n minus 1 plus p2 times d power n minus 2 plus so on, pn operating on y becomes equal to q. Now this can be written as fd of y equal to q, where f of d equal to d power n plus p1 times d power n minus 1 plus p2 times d power n minus 2 plus so on plus etc. pn. So we consider this as the differential operator capital D, and the equation is expressed as shown above. Now we are having, that is, the solution of a differential equation fd of y equal to q has two parts. Number one, the complementary function denoted by yc, where yc is obtained by considering the homogeneous equation fd of y equal to 0, where the value of q becomes equal to 0. In the second case, that is, the particular integral yp is given by, that is, obtained by 1 by fd of inverse operator operating on q. Now to solve these equations, we consider with the help of an auxiliary equation. So what is meant by auxiliary equation? The auxiliary equation of the given differential equation is nothing but f of m equal to 0. That is, replace the operator capital D by small m, then automatically this becomes m power n plus p1 times m power n minus 1 plus p2 times m power n minus 2 plus so on plus Pn equal to 0. This is an nth degree equation in M, hence it has automatically, it is in m power n, so it has n roots. And everybody knows, we have learnt about the nature of the roots. The nature of the roots will be of three parts. That is, it can be real and distinct, next real and equal, and the third one is imaginary roots. So what are they? Real and distinct, real and equal, and imaginary roots. Okay. Next, suppose case 1. If m1, m2, etc. mn are all n distinct roots of f of m equal to 0, then yc, the solution, the complementary function is given by c1 times e power m1x plus c2 times e power m2x plus c3 times e power m3x plus so on cn times e power mnx. That is called the solution, where c1, c2, etc. cn are all n arbitrary constants. Now case 2, if m1 equal to m2 and further m3 etc. mn are distinct roots of f of m equal to 0, then the complementary function yc is given by c1 plus c2 x times e power m1x plus c3 times e power m3x plus so on cn times e power mnx. That is the solution, where c1, c2 etc. cn are arbitrary constant. In the third case, if m1 equal to m2 equal to m3, m4, m5 etc. mn are distinct roots of f of m equal to 0, then the complementary function yc is given by c1 plus c2x plus c3 times x square times e power m1x plus c4 times e power m4x plus c5 times e power m5x plus so on cn times e power mnx is the solution, where c1, c2 etc. cn are arbitrary constants. I hope this is clear. Okay. Next we are having, that is fourth case. If m1 equal to a plus ib, complex roots, and we know that always the complex roots, they occur in pairs. If m1 equal to a plus ib is a root, automatically a minus ib is also a root. And suppose m1 and m2 are complex roots, m3, m4 etc. mn are distinct roots, then the complementary function yc is given by e power ax times c1 times cos bx plus c2 times sin bx plus c3 times e power m3x plus c4 times e power m4x plus so on cn times e power mnx is the solution, where c1, c2 etc. cn are arbitrary constants. Case 5. If m equal to a plus ib, that is also equal to m2, and m3 equal to a minus ib equal to m4, and further m5 etc. mn are all n distinct roots. What is happening here? The complex roots, they are occurring in pairs. Under this condition, the solution complementary function yc becomes e power ax times c1 plus c2x times cos bx plus c3 plus c4x times sin bx plus c5 times e power m5x plus so on cn times e power mnx. And the last case we are going to discuss, that is, if the roots are surds. Suppose if the roots are surds, say m1 equal to a plus root b, then automatically we get the other root as a minus root b. We know that the surds are also occur in pairs. So whenever a plus root b is a root, automatically a minus root b is also a root. So if the roots are surds, m1 equal to a plus root b and m2 equal to a minus root b, further m3, m4 etc. mn are all distinct roots, then the complementary function yc is given by e power ax times c1 times cos h root bx plus c2 times sin h root bx plus c3 times e power m3x plus so on cn times e power mnx is the solution, where c1, c2, c3 etc. cn are all the arbitrary constants. I hope this is clear to one and all. Thank you for watching this.